Raider Nation, listen closely, because what I'm about to share could flip the future of this franchise on its head. Behind closed doors at the facility, a conversation has started that no one expected, and it involves one of the most electrifying quarterbacks in the entire league possibly landing in Las Vegas. Yes, you heard that right. A real chance is emerging that a high-profile QB could be suiting up in silver and black next season, and the whispers I've heard haven't hit major media yet. But that's not the only headline. The Raiders finally caught a break in the injury department, and these updates could reshape the next few weeks in a massive way. Before listening to the latest news, subscribe to the channel, like it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let's move on to the new news. Last Thursday night, the Raiders walked off the field with a 2-7 record and a heavy reality. Playoff hopes faded under the lights in Denver, and even though issues stretch across multiple areas, from defensive depth to week-to-week consistency, one topic refuses to die down: the quarterback situation. Geno Smith was brought in to steady the ship, but the results simply haven't matched the expectations placed on him early in the year. And that disappointment has opened the door for one of the biggest off-season discussions we've heard in a long time. Fans are frustrated, analysts are losing patience, and the front office now has the flexibility to move on. That's why a new name is gaining serious momentum. Kyler Murray, currently sitting on the Arizona bench behind veteran Jacoby Brissett, is suddenly a real contender to become the next quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders. For the Raiders, timing has never been more critical, and Pete Carroll's mindset makes everything even more intense. Carroll didn't come to Las Vegas to babysit a long-term rebuild or mold a rookie for the next 3 years. Despite his age, the man is fueled by the same fire he had decades ago, and he wants to compete right now. That's exactly why a quarterback like Kyler Murray fits the moment perfectly. Still young, still explosive, still capable of flipping a game on a single play, Murray brings the kind of dynamic spark that instantly elevates an offense. Picture this: Murray scrambling out of pressure, Brock Bowers stretching the field with elite playmaking, and Ashton Shanty turning routine touches into highlight-level bursts. Add a rebuilt offensive line and a few smart off-season signings, and suddenly the Raiders' offense transforms from predictable to downright dangerous. This isn't about dreaming of the distant future. This is a blueprint that could push Las Vegas right back into playoff contention within a single season. But before Raider Nation gets carried away, there's a brutal reality the team must confront: the offensive line is in trouble. Losing Jackson Powers-Johnson, who was taken off the field with a serious injury, leaves a massive hole in the foundation of the offense. If the Raiders truly want to make a move for Murray, they must build a wall in front of him. Protection is no longer optional, it's survival. Even with that concern, the potential is too powerful to ignore. A quarterback who can lift everyone around him, the head coach determined to win immediately, young stars ready to explode, and a franchise desperate for a new identity. If the Raiders choose to make their move, the pursuit of Kyler Murray could become the defining storyline of the entire 2025 offseason. And through all the frustration and all the pressure, Raider Nation knows one harsh truth: injuries have torn through this roster, and the impact is impossible to overlook. Just when it felt like the season was slipping into darkness, something happened this week that Raider Nation hasn't seen in months: a genuine spark of positivity. At a time when injuries, inconsistency, and a brutal losing streak had crushed expectations, the Raiders finally received news that could breathe life back into the locker room and influence major decisions moving forward, including what happens at quarterback. For weeks, every update, but amid the challenges came a meaningful boost: Aidan O'Connell returned. Calm, confident, and steady, O'Connell's presence adds something the Raiders desperately needed: stability. It doesn't fix every issue, but it gives Pete Carroll something he hasn't had in weeks: options. And with an offensive line that has been shuffled more than any unit in the NFL, and a quarterback situation questioned almost every game, simply getting one more reliable player back changes everything about how the team prepares for Sunday. But the good news didn't end there. The midweek injury report listed only one player, defensive lineman Jonah Laulu, and even he practiced in a limited role. Compared to last week's long, discouraging list that stretched across nearly every position group, this update felt like the first bit of sunlight breaking through after a long desert storm. For a team struggling to find identity, rhythm, and pride, health isn't just a medical update. It's momentum, and right now, momentum is something the Las Vegas Raiders desperately need. Even with the recent positive momentum, the truth is unavoidable. Losing Colton Miller and Jackson Powers-Johnson still hits the Raiders right at their core. Powers-Johnson's frightening injury in Denver, which forced him to be taken off the field, pushed the coaching staff into emergency mode. Overnight, the offensive line became a puzzle of moving pieces, and the adjustments demanded would have tested even the most experienced units in the league. One of the biggest surprises came when Jordan Meredith, normally a center, was asked to step in at guard. Many fans were caught off guard by the switch, but to Pete Carroll, the decision was simple. After the game, Carroll praised Meredith's intelligence, steady presence, and technical discipline. With a few extra days to prepare, the staff examined every possible configuration, and Meredith offered something the Raiders have lacked all year: dependability. In a season defined by constant reshuffling, a reliable, assignment-sound player becomes priceless. But Carroll isn't just patching holes. Behind closed doors, the staff has turned its attention to Will Putnam and Alex Cappa, evaluating both at center as they search for the best leader to anchor the line heading into a brutal stretch of games, including the looming challenge against the Dallas Cowboys. Every snap in practice, every frame of film, every communication check is being studied with precision. It's a raw, competitive environment, exactly the type of setting where Carroll thrives. And that's why this injury report, short as it may be, carries a powerful message. It signals life. It reflects a team fighting back instead of folding. Players returning to action, rotations beginning to settle, coaches adapting on the fly, all of it points to a group determined to stand tall despite the setbacks that could have broken weaker locker rooms. All of this creates a clear picture of a team that refuses to roll over. The Raiders are still battling, still believing, still searching for that one spark capable of flipping the momentum of the season. And with the growing possibility that Las Vegas may chase Kyler Murray in the offseason, every detail matters, especially the health of an offensive line shaken by injuries and the recent, much-needed medical progress with Aidan O'Connell returning. The question now is bigger than just one game. With key players recovering, a quarterback situation that may evolve dramatically, and a coaching staff pushing this roster to its limits, will the Raiders have the structure needed to compete immediately in 2026? Or does this team still lack a few essential pieces before it can rise as a true playoff force in the AFC? Share your thoughts. Raider Nation's perspective matters. I'll return with more updates as the story continues to unfold around your Las Vegas Raiders.